Welcome, third graders. We're going to continue with our theme we're having on perspective, building a box on paper and opening it. And I thought I'd have you do some engineering and architecture skills on building your cube. So if you look at this is all out of regular construction paper. And with this, if you were building a building and you were starting to think in terms of adding parts onto it, or if you were making another structure and you were thinking of different scales and sizes, I've made a rectangle and a cube out of the same paper, because if I tried to make this one out of the same paper, it might be a little loose. You might have a heavier paper if I was making a larger version of this. So you always have to be aware of the weight of your paper, especially in building a three-dimensional object. On this one, what we do is I've got 9 by 12 paper, and I literally folded it in half. If you mark it, the pieces are going to be 2 by 6. So what I did is I took the ruler and I measured every 2 inches and drew a line with my ruler to make a nice even spaces. I have some extra pieces left over, so I'm just cutting apart my pieces right here to start. And what I'm going to do with them is I'm going to fold them in half. I'm going to need 12 pieces. So right now I have, you'll see with this paper amount that I've done, I have 6. So I have to do this twice to get enough pieces. So what I do is I'm gonna literally fold my pieces in half to make my structure. These are all my girders for my piece. Now if I wanted to decorate these before I started, I could draw designs on these. I could have patterns. I could make, after you make the first one, if you want to make more, you can kind of think about what other things you could be putting on a structure that when it was done, because it's a little harder to draw when it's three-dimensional, but if you draw on your structures while you're making them, you could do a whole involved art project with designs and everything on them. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have to do that again. My paper's folded in half. I can use my ruler, or I can use the extra piece of paper I have for the right size and trace it again. So I'm using the 2 sheets to make, again, 12 pieces to make a cube. So here I am. You're going to be doing this first. So you're going to have all of this done. I'm going to cut them again. This, you do an assembly thing, and then I'm going to have to cut these in half. So I have those extra. So now I'm going to start. I do like to have them all folded ahead of time. So I'm just folding them. We've been doing a lot of this in other projects, so you guys should be really good at doing this with creasing on your edge. And what we do on the very beginning one is I literally open it back up, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to put it down. I'm going to put another one over here to match it. I'm going to take the 3rd one and the 4th one. I'm going to put some glue on the part that I've got sitting on the table on all 4 corners, and I'm going to put this one right on top of it. So I'm going to keep them as straight as I can, match up my corners, press down, and again you can see how I'm scooting them around, and I'm going to press. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. a base. It's kind of folding it out. That's okay, because you're going to do the next stage is I'm going to take 4 more pieces. These are going to be my legs. I'm going to put glue on the bottom for now, not the top, because I have to make the top yet. And I'm going to glue it right inside. Do the same thing. The fold is facing to the out. So I'm going to go ahead and put my legs on. I'm rubbing and I'm holding for a few minutes. If it comes undone, you can go back and stick it again. So each time I'm doing it, so I stick another one on. I'll get the last one on. Now at this stage, if we wanted it to be something else, it turns into a table. So right now, it's actually can stand up and be a table. I'm going to let that all set up while I do the same thing I did on the first one where I built the bottom part. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I need my 4. Finish cutting that little part at the beginning. I'm going to do that fold. Same thing. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that one is too short. Okay, so then I'm going to put the glue on both sides. I'm going to glue that down again. One shorter. Okay. So there's my square again. Now, if I put the glue on the sides, when I'm doing the bottom, it's best to do it, right now it's sitting up like this, it's best to put the glue on all 4 of these sides, just right here on the ends. That's all. We're only hooking the legs together. Okay. And then I literally put it inside. And then I come around and I do one at a time. I literally push my fingers together, make it stick. If it didn't get enough glue, add more glue. And press. Sometimes you have to hold. I'm going to go around and hook them all together. So now you have a cube. Go back all the way. You can just keep getting it until it attaches good for you. So you can see what I've done. Now, if you made a series of these and wanted to make a building, you've got a structurally engineered girder building that is stronger than if you just tried to do it with the paper coming up the sides and folding it. So if you were taking your pieces and you made them different ways that you would be adding, or you made smaller structures, you could end up with a building, engineering a building like an architect does. Have some fun with this. You can design on them, you can add to them, and really see what you can come out with doing with your cube that you know a lot about and you know how to draw that already. Okay, and take a picture of it. Maybe we'd like to see what you come up with your structures. That would be a great thing. Take pictures and send those back during your regular class time. Okay, have fun.